Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name's Connor Williams, and this is another one of our end of season player reviews. And this time it's on none other than Jack Harrison. So I do have Jack Harrison's stats here for us, how many games he's played, goals, assists, all that malarkey. So this year, overall, he has played 38 games and got one goal for Everton. The goal comes in the Premier League. He played 34 games in the Premier League, started 24 of them, no assists. 2,083 minutes. One goal of an XG of 3.52, so he should really have at least three goals. No assists of a expected assists of 3.13, so he should at least have three assists. 31 successful crosses, successful dribbles 24, 35.8% successful dribble rate, which is really low on the percentile compared to the rest of the wingers in the Premier League. Tackles 122, which puts him quite highly, and 68.8% of them. So tackles is quite good compared to the other wingers in the Premier League. His duels are okay. He's got 10 interceptions, 10 blocks. He's been dribbled past 31 times. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? He's been dispossessed 41 times. Overall, I mean, I say it's an interesting one. Overall, they're not great stats, are they? It's really not that good for Jack Harrison. I don't think it's going to come to a shock. Nobody's going to be sitting there going, "Oh my gosh," he's saying that Harrison's had a poor season. Um, there's no. The problem is he's a Sean Dyche player, and you can see why with the tackles and that. For me, I hate left-footed players on the right, and I hate like predominantly one-footed players on the opposite side of the wings, unless it's Mohamed Salah who has got that ability to cut in and score a finesse, or it's a player with pace that has the ability to change direction and run that sort of like horizontal line. It doesn't work. Jack Harrison, once we see it every game, runs, cuts inside, then he'll put in like a pretty bad cross, and it's just I don't know how he gets away with doing the cut inside, to be honest with you. I don't know how he keeps getting away with it. If I was the Premier League defenders, the Premier League left backs, I'd really be a bit disappointed he's managed to do it as often as he did. He's also missed four big chances this season. Again, that's not great either. That adds into the XG, though. He should really have three goals. Predominantly playing on that right hand side on his heat map. But yeah, unfortunately for Jack Harrison, it's not been a great season for him. Looking back to try and see like a highlight of his season, I can't think of. I mean, his goal against Wolves, is his best game and probably is going to be his highlight. He's only scored one goal this season, so that's probably going to go down to his highlight. He had a really good game against Bournemouth, but got no goals or assists. But that Wolves game will probably be his highlight for his goal there. Just on the fact that he got a goal, he got a goal, and that'll be enough to get him a highlight of the season. Slim pickings from him, fortunately. It's a shame because I mean he seems like a lovely lad when you see the media by the club, and obviously he's been helping Carlos Alcaraz with his Spanish as well. And he's played everywhere, he came from City, he's played at New York City FC, played at Leeds. He was in with that City expansion that they were trying to push forward. And all around does seem like a nice guy, but in footballing ability, I think it's been really tough this season for parts of it watching him. Sometimes it just feels like he slows our attack down. He's not he's not blessed with pace. And like I said, the fact that he needs to cut onto his left hand side really does hinder him as well, because you can see he's already running down the line and thinking, right, I need to get on my strongest foot here to try and make something happen or put something in. I'd love to have seen him on the left. I'd love to have seen how that went, put him on the left-hand side, but alas, we won't see that here. I will say this about him because I feel like I'm going in heavy on him. He does have some strengths. One of them is I think he's got a really nice first touch when we got him on loan. A fella that I know is a Leeds fan, and he said to me about Jack Harrison. He's been hoping that we buy him for the last two seasons, which shows how much Leeds want to offload him, Leeds fans. But he said he's one of those players that will take a fantastic first touch. He'll do something like his chipped goal last season. He'll do something like that. and then you won't see him again for large parts. And it's the inconsistency that got Leeds fans in the end. But the guy said he's got a nice first touch, and at first I was like, oh, okay. And then when I'm watching him take crosses and, diagonal balls down, he has got a nice first touch. So I'll give Jack Harrison that. In terms of what I want to see from him next season, I don't, in the brutally honest way. I don't think he'll be at Everton next season because we've loaned him for the last 2 seasons. I think Leeds will go, no, you need to stump up the cash or to go away. And the fact that, they're going to be a Premier League team as well doesn't help us in that aspect. They will expect us to have money. They don't need to offload him either because they're not in the championship anymore and they don't have the championship constraints with wages. So they could argue they don't need to get rid of him anymore or offload his wages to some other club. So I think Leeds will quite rightly say stump up the money. I just don't know I know we've heard that we're gonna build the squad this summer. I just don't think we're going to stump up the cash for him. The only way I can see him coming back to Everton is really, really cheap deal, and it's just a body, get some bodies in because we need that. Or we've left it too late, our targets have gone, and we've bottled it, and we've just panicked and got him and paid whatever Leeds want because we just want a right winger. Ideally, with the new owners and, them building the backroom staff up with David Moyes, you'd hope that's not the case this summer. I'm hoping for a different summer to the one we usually get at Everton. A bit more critical thinking behind it, more than one option. So I don't see Jack Harrison coming back to Everton in the summer, if I'm completely honest with you. In terms of rating, I am unfortunately, in my opinion, going to have to give Jack Harrison a 4. I just don't think Harrison has done enough for me to be impressed enough that I can give him over a 5 because he's played the games and he's a predominantly yeah, I think he's sort of just for his position. If he was anywhere else on the pitch at solid games, nothing to write home about, I'd maybe give him a 6. But the fact that he is a winger, and in this day and age, wingers are almost as valuable as strikers in terms of getting you goals and assists. I just think 1 goal and no assists in the amount of games he's played isn't good enough. So yeah, it's going to be a 4 for Jack Harrison, unfortunately. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below your thoughts. What do you rate Jack Harrison out of 10? But let me know down below. Look forward to reading them, and I'll see you guys very soon.